Let's be real for a second. Everybody online today is talking about being an entrepreneur. Start a business, escape the matrix, be your own boss, never work for anybody. You have seen the TikToks, you have seen the YouTube ads. Everybody is selling a course. Everybody is building a brand. Everybody is chasing that freedom lifestyle. But here is the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Most of y'all are not ready to be entrepreneurs. And that is not an insult. That is reality. You cannot build a business on anxiety and debt. You cannot build an empire when you don't even have structure in your own life. You cannot talk about financial freedom when your rent is due in 5 days and you are still borrowing gas money. Let me tell you the truth. Some of y'all do not need another side hustle. You need stability. You need discipline. You need a foundation. And that is what the military gave me. Because before I ever made multiple 6 figures a year, before Microsoft, before the VA compensation, before the degrees, I was that guy. I was hustling backward, Uber, pizzeria, retirement home, 3 jobs, barely sleeping, trying to grind my way to success like the internet told me to. I thought I was doing it the right way, chasing every dollar, every side hustle, every opportunity, but I was just spinning in circles. Because when you are broke, your hustle is not real hustle. It is survival. You are not building, you are patching. Numbers don't lie. I thought Uber was giving me money because I was having fast money every single day. Gas, maintenance, insurance. After all that, I was making less than I made working in a retirement home. That is when it hit me. This whole be your own boss thing is not freedom if you are still broke and tired. That is when I got clever. I joined the US military. And I am telling you, that one move alone changed everything. Because the US military did not just give me a paycheck. It gave me structure. It gave me stability. It gave me a foundation to build on. See, entrepreneurship is not a shortcut. It is a skill game. And the skills that make you successful in business, structure, things like consistency, discipline, leadership, managing money, managing time, those are the exact same skills the military trains you in every single day. You think it is a coincidence that most of the strongest entrepreneurs you will ever meet either came from corporate or came from the military? That is not random because they learned how to build systems before they try to build a brand. They learned how to follow before they try to lead. The US military taught me how to handle pressure, how to plan, how to execute, how to finish what I start, and more importantly, how to delay gratification. Because in business, that is the game. Being able to do something today that does not pay off until later. Everybody wants to be the boss, but nobody wants to build the habits that make you a real boss. And the US military gives you those habits, even when you don't realize it. Let's talk about stability. The US military literally gives you time. Let me explain. You get paid twice a month, guaranteed. Your housing, paid. Your food, paid. Your healthcare, paid. Your school, paid. That means you can actually build without starving. You can learn skills. You can take classes online. You can invest. You can stack. You can plan your next move without panicking. That is something most young men do not have right now. Peace of mind. And when you don't have peace, you make desperate decisions. That is why most people fail in entrepreneurship. Not because they are dumb, but because they started from desperation, not stability. When you are clever about it, you realize that the US military is not your cage. It is your launchpad. It is the first smart business move most men never make. You don't need to pick between soldier or entrepreneur. You can be both. You can use one to fund the other. When I joined the US military, I did not know where it will take me. I just knew I was tired of running in seconds. I told myself, I am going to use every single benefit this system gives me. And I did. I used tuition assistance while I was active duty. Then I used my GI Bill when I got out. I went from no US degree to 1 bachelor degree and 2 master degrees, all paid for by the US military. I did not owe a single dollar. That is not luck. That is strategy. That is clever ambition. While other people were chasing freedom by opening Shopify stores, I was stacking education, benefit, and credentials that guaranteed my freedom for life. The US military gave me leverage. Leverage that most people do not have when they start a business. Leverage that lets you make decisions from a place of power, not fear. Let me tell you what I mean. When you have your bills covered, your housing paid, and your health insurance taken care of, you think differently. You start thinking long-term. You make strategic moves. You take calculated risks. You invest smarter. That is how I went from the US military to Microsoft, because I was not just chasing money anymore. I was chasing mastery. And this is the game nobody is teaching you online. Everybody is shouting about being self-made, but nobody is talking about the foundation behind the success. Foundation is what makes the difference. And that is what the military gave me. A foundation so solid that no economy, no layoff, no recession could take it away. Now, let's be honest again. Not everyone needs to do 20 years in the US military. I did not. I only did one contract, 3 years. But those 3 years built the next 30 of my life. That is the trade-off. That is leverage. You give a few years, and in return, you get benefits for life. That's a big return on investment. Education, housing, healthcare, career opportunity, business funding, tax-free pay, and VA compensation that stacks forever. And I am not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I live. Every first of the month, $4,544 tax-free hits my bank account. And I have not worn the uniform in years. That is not luck. That is the reward for playing the long game. You cannot tell me that is not clever. I used the system that was already built to build myself. Meanwhile, I see guys trying to grind with no structure, no capital, no health insurance, no plan, just vibes. And they wonder why they are stressed, tired, and still broke. It is because they skipped the foundation. You are not weak for wanting stability, not at all. You are smart for wanting to build from a strong base. The US military is not your plan B. For some of y'all, it is the smartest plan A you will ever have. Listen, I'm not against entrepreneurship. I am a builder myself, but I'm against fake hustle culture. I am against this idea that success means quitting your job tomorrow with no plan, no income, and no discipline, because that is not bravery, that is chaos. Real freedom comes from structure. Real entrepreneurship comes from stability. You cannot scale chaos. You cannot scale confusion. If you look at every great founder today, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all of them, before they build companies, they build skills. They learn inside other systems first. They study structure before they try to create it. That is what the military gives you. You are literally inside a life system built on discipline, leadership, execution, and logistics. The same skills that make you a successful businessman or businesswoman. The difference is you are getting paid to learn them. Imagine that. So what is the better move? Spending 10K on a random online course from some 22-year-old business coach, or spending 3 years getting paid to develop skills that will make you unstoppable for the next 30 years? Come on, let's be real. Let's be logical. Numbers don't lie. When I look back, I realize the US military did not limit me. It launched me. It gave me money, clarity, and purpose. It gave me the confidence to move into tech. It gave me the leverage to say no to bad opportunities and build a real life. You cannot build from chaos. You build from clarity. And clarity comes from structure. That is the foundation of freedom. So when people ask me, do you regret joining the US military? I laugh, because without the US military, I will still be chasing freedom, but never catching it. Now, I live it. And I am telling you right now, if you are watching this video and you are tired of being stuck, if you are tired of doing everything right and still being broke, if you are tired of chasing things that keep slipping away, maybe it is not you. Maybe it is your foundation. You don't need another motivational speech. You need a reset. You need a system that actually rewards discipline. And that is what the US military gives you. You can use it for 3 years and get out. Use the benefits, stack your money, get your degree, build your credit score, get your VA compensation, and then build your business from a position of power. That is how you win. That is how you flip the game. Do not let social media shame you for being strategic. Being strategic is the real freedom. The military is not for everyone. Let's be honest. But for some of y'all, most of y'all, it is the only thing standing between you and your breakthrough. And I know because I live it. I was you, and I promise you, you can be me too. You don't need to choose between soldier and entrepreneur. You can be both. You can save your time, use the system, stack your benefits, and when you get out, you have already got the capital, the structure, and the discipline to run your own team. The military is not your cage. It is your launchpad. So stop trying to skip levels. Get stable, get disciplined, get paid, then build your empire. That is the real game. That is the clever move. Because I will say it again, you do not need to be smart. You need to be clever. Clever enough to see that the US military is not the opposite of entrepreneurship. It is the foundation that makes entrepreneurship possible. So take a step back, breathe, and think about it. What are you building your life on right now? Are you building on sand or are you building on concrete? Because if you build on chaos, everything will fall one day, no matter what time it takes. But if you build on a system that pays you and invests in you, you are already winning before you start. That is how you buy your freedom. That is how you build your legacy. That is how you take control. Listen to the game. Stop being afraid to use the system. Stop thinking you are selling out. You are not selling out. You are buying leverage. You are buying time. You are buying clarity. And if you are serious about learning how to actually use that leverage, join my community, Military Skool. That is where I break down how to play the system the smart way, how to use your benefits, how to ask recruiters the right questions, how to double your VA rating, how to turn your time in service into lifetime assets. We are building together real people, real numbers, real results, because the US military is not your cage. It is your launchpad. So do not just chase freedom. Build it. And remember, you don't have to be smart. You just have to be clever. Peace. I'm gone.